Guys, it's Britt. Tonight I'm here with a part 2 to my Love Meg selling all her shit and going to Europe video. So if you missed that, go watch that first and then come back to this. But if you're already up to speed on what's going on, we're going to go over some of the answers that she provided on Instagram and the blatant misinformation that's in some of these and my thoughts. So if you're interested, please keep watching. All right, you guys, now throughout this video, I'm going to insert what my understanding of some of these things are. And as always, if I have something wrong or if you have more information to add, please leave it in the comments. Let's make this a conversation because I don't know everything. I've never gone to Europe. I've never lived in Europe. But there are some things that I've looked into, and I also have my own kind of basic knowledge of some of this stuff. So that's what I'm here to share. But first and foremost, we need to tackle the health insurance topic. Someone asked, what about health insurance being overseas? And this was on her Instagram Q&A. Meg answered, in the US, we haven't had health insurance in years. We self-pay for any appointments we have. It's actually been significantly cheaper than insurance, which I find really interesting. I went without health insurance for a while. I've told you guys some of that story. I was working for the dermatologist. She wasn't offering health insurance to anyone, so I just went without. I didn't have money to get it on my own, and I didn't pursue anything like Medicaid or anything. I just hoped that I stayed healthy, and that's what it was for about 5 years. So I didn't like it. I always felt nervous. Like, what if something happens? There was one time I had to go to an urgent care and I had to get help from my dad to pay the bill. So it was just, it's very stressful not having health insurance. And it's one thing if you're an adult and that's the decision that you're making for yourself because of financial reasons or whatever. But when we're talking about kids being involved, that's what I keep going back to with this whole Love Meg thing. We're not talking about just two young single people that are making the decisions that's best for them, and it is what it is. There are kids involved in this. There are dogs, one of which is very old. I'm sorry I keep harping on that, but it's just how I feel.
Oh, she was scared. Oh boy. Girl.
The no health insurance thing with 2 kids, I did find this pretty interesting. Have you guys, what do you think about this? I would love to know. How do you feel about kids not having health care? We looked at Social Blade in that last video. She's making approximately $1,000 a month, and I know that Social Blade's usually on the lower end, but when we talk about all of the expenses, what is $1,000 a month? That's wild. She continued and said, with that said, I know Justin has been looking into what insurance we may want to have to cover us over there if we decide to go that route. So I wanted to look into the idea of an American going to Europe, not becoming a citizen of said country, and are they allowed to just be over there with no health insurance? And this is what I found. And it says, because every citizen has to legally obtain health insurance, no insurer is allowed to refuse anyone for any reason. There is less regulation on supplemental policies as they are not required by law. So it's possible that people could be denied coverage on those policies based on health insurance or health information in history. But here's the thing. The parameters that they have set forth for people that are citizens in Europe or any country overseas won't apply to Meg and her family because they're not becoming citizens. So she's not going to be able to just go over there and be no health insurance and think that she's going to go see doctors in Italy and just pay out of pocket. Based on what I've understood, that's not how that's going to work. So they're going to have to get health insurance. Again, obviously, that's another expense. We're talking about, all I see is like dollar signs like flying out every window right now. And I see this as being very expensive, not a lot of revenue coming in, a lot of cash going out. And I think that they desperately need to talk to a financial planner or a financial advisor. Meg has said on her channel many times and kind of she wants people to think that her and Justin just know it all. They're entrepreneurs and business owners, and she's a boss babe and all this stuff. I don't think that they know anything about actual finance. I don't think that they know a whole lot about their own cash flow. And I think that it's reckless to not only not know that, but then also try to advise subscribers on what they should do with their money is just stupid. I think the best thing for them to do, just my opinion, enlist the help of a financial advisor and ask that person to help them guide them through this major life change that they're about to do. Because if they're gonna wing it and they're gonna do it on their own, I think that this is gonna end really, really badly. And it's just like with the Brianna Kay thing. I think of their kids and I think of their dogs and I think of the non-adults in this situation that didn't ask to go to Europe. Brianna Kay, her kids and her dog didn't ask to go to Hawaii. So I just think of that a lot. So this answer she got a little snarky with, in my opinion. Let's read it. Someone asked, do you think about your kids' social being? For example, having stable friends. I talked about this in my video that I did about this yesterday. Having stability and having friends is a really big part of a kid's childhood. It's vital to them, being happy and being able to navigate different grades and different emotions that they're going through. Just to be able to have some sort of stability is absolutely vital. I understand that sometimes life changes and there's just things that happen that nobody saw coming and we just have to get through this. Totally get that. But with these self-serving decisions that Meg and her husband are making, and they're just kind of like bringing their kids along for the ride, to me is not what's in her kids' best interest. Do I think that they're going to have a lot of fun going to Europe? I do. But I really worry about their education. I worry about them having friends. I worry about them feeling unstable and unsure of where they're going to be next month. That's a lot to bring your kids along for that journey, and that's just my opinion. So the answer that Meg decided to give this person was, why do kids need the same friends all the time? I mean, first of all, I think it's really cool when kids grow up with the same friends, or at least one or two of the same friends. I know that kids change their social circles and maybe their interests will change, so they'll get different friends. But I think that it's really cool when kids have, their best friend that they have known for 8 years, 9 years, 15 years. It's really important to a kid's childhood. She continued by saying, our kids make friends wherever they go. You can check out our Italy vlog and see that actually. Anywhere they go, they make new friends. So she's repeating herself. I think I would worry if they were shy, but they aren't. She wouldn't worry if they were shy. She would think that they're going to just adapt. And, do you seriously think that if her kids were shy, she would not be uprooting them just based on that one thing? Highly unlikely. She continued by saying, plus they are about to be near their cousins for a few months and they are excited to be with them some more. Do the cousins live in Italy? I don't understand that. Also, they know about this lifestyle change, so they are excited about it. So that tells me I don't have anything to worry about. But like with the dogs, if they don't like it, we're not obligated to stay anywhere. We can come back at any time. If she thinks that they're going to sell their house, go over there. Let's just say things go south and they want to come back. The problem is that as Justin and Meg both acknowledged, right now is not the best time to buy a house. I also don't see that changing by early next year. She said that they're going to leave in, sometime early in 2023. I don't even think that that's going to change by next summer. I think that we're going to be in this market for a little while, just based on my personal opinion about everything. So to think that she's just going to come back here and buy a house and everything's going to just go back to normal, I think that that is just a very optimistic way of looking at things, and good for her if that's what she wants to do. But again, you can't make these erratic decisions when you have kids that are counting on you for stability and control and perseverance. Like, they look at their parents to provide a really good, stable life for them. And this decision to me is not providing the stability part of it. Again, like I said, is it going to be fun? Sure. But guess what's also fun? Them being able to go play in the backyard with their dogs and be able to have friends in the neighborhood that they invite over to play video games or play outside or whatever it is. Kids don't need to go to a foreign country and uproot their life to have fun. Fun can be made right at home, and they wouldn't be losing that stability part. And also, Meg also said that they're selling everything that they own. So all your little tchotchke items and your ugly, weird decor that you have all over your house, I try to not rag on her a whole lot for her decor because I know that that is very personal, but I'm also going to take this opportunity, since we're talking about her selling all of those things. Are you going to rebuy them, or are you just going to live in an empty home? There's just bad decisions written all over this, and that's my opinion. And someone else said, do you guys consider renting rather than selling at first? And Meg answered, no, the profit we will make from our house is too good to pass up. To me, that sounds very much like, we really need this money, so we're going to sell it right now. She continued by saying, excited to put that in a retirement account and let the interest compound to help us set up for our future. Plus, our neighborhood doesn't allow you to rent your house anyway. Probably some kind of HOA issue with that. I've never heard of that before. Tell me if you guys have. But the idea that she's going to put this in a retirement account and then pull it out, there's penalties for that. So if you're going to take a bunch of cash and put it into your retirement account and you think that you're just going to make a whole bunch of money over the course of a year or 18 months or however long, and then you're going to come back to the States and want to buy a house, so you're going to pull that money out, you're still going to be penalized for that. So you're going to be penalized big time. I want to read this a little bit, just a little snippet of this. It says, can I use my 401k to buy a house? 401k retirement account. And this advisor said, using your 401k to make a down payment on a house is generally allowed, and there are even some benefits. 401k loans aren't taxed, and they have very low interest rates. However, borrowing from your 401k can do severe and lasting damage to your retirement savings, so it's generally not recommended as a down payment source. Before you decide to use your 401k to buy a house, consider the no and low down payment mortgages available today. Many people can buy a house with as little as 3% or even 0% down, so there's a good chance you don't need to tap into your retirement savings to make a down payment. And then it also continues, maybe you've already looked at all your options and you've still decided that the money in your 401k is the best way to get the cash you need to purchase a home. In that case, there are two ways you can access your 401k funds. One is a 401k loan, which you can take a loan from your 401k account, which will need to be repaid with interest. The second idea is to do a 401k withdrawal, or you can simply withdraw the money, which comes with a 10% penalty and income tax from the IRS. although the penalty hit differs depending on your age group. If you're younger, the penalty is going to be higher. If you're closer to the what is it, like 59 and a half age, then the penalty will be lower. So someone in Meg's age range, she's not very old at all, so her penalty would end up being much higher than someone who's in their early 50s. So for her to stay excited to put it in a retirement account and let the interest compound to help us set up for our future, you know, people don't just use a retirement account to get a bunch of interest and make a bunch of money and then pull it out. That's just not what retirement accounts are for. And as I've said before, the fact that she has been so willy-nilly, along with her husband Justin, to give out this financial advice as if they are just two whizzes just out here giving people info that they need to know is alarming. So she did answer a couple of other questions. These were the ones that I kind of, you know, thought of as far as expanding the conversation with you guys. Oh, there was one more. Are you doing this because you can't afford the house you're in now? And she replied and said, a bold and rude accusation. That's kind of ridiculous, LOL. What we spend on our mortgage monthly is about what we will spend monthly for an Airbnb, so it evens out. But when you're paying your mortgage, it's on real property. It's on property that you own. Putting that on an Airbnb, if it's the same amount as your mortgage, is a stupid financial decision because it's not going towards the principal and interest on your home that you own. You're paying that for someone else's home. It's not going to credit you, it's going to credit them. They own the property, it's not yours, it's a short-term rental. So the only way that I would do that is if I could rent the Airbnb for half or a third the price that I was paying for my mortgage. And even then, I wouldn't sell my house. This is just stupid. I just think this whole thing has so many questions surrounding it for good reason. And since Meg decided to go public with it, people are allowed to have public commentary and opinions regarding this entire kind of clusterfuck that she has announced. And I guess we'll see where it goes. If Meg was someone that was making over $10,000 a month on YouTube, I don't think that any of us would really have a whole lot to say because she's bringing in all of this money. If that's what she wants to do, yeah, it's dumb, but whatever. Her channel's taking a nosedive. So because her channel is taking this nosedive and the income is not what it used to be, and then she's selling the house and all the things in the house, to most of us, this looks like a desperation move. This looks like a, let's get rid of this mortgage payment that we're having to pay, and we'll use these Airbnbs and traveling as a way to generate some new and different content, hoping that it will revive her YouTube channel. But if you're literally selling your house and all of your possessions just to revive your YouTube channel, that's pathetic. And that's my personal opinion. To put your kids through all of this, to put the dogs through all of this, all for YouTube, no, never. I would step away and I would take a full-time job before I would put anyone in my family through so much distress, all for the name of content, clout, clicks, views, whatever. I think it's very selfish and it's self-serving, and I, again, wish them nothing but the best. I hope that they have a great time, but I think that the financial impact and the financial downfall that she's going to see from this is going to be very scary, and I don't know how transparent she'll be about it. She might pull a Brianna Kay and just act like everything is sunshine and daffodils, but I guess time will tell. So either way, tell me what you guys think about all of this. If, like I said, if I got something wrong, or if you know more, or you just have an opinion that you want to share, as always, leave it in the comments below. So for now, if you liked the video, please leave a like and a comment, and if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.